Well, you're very welcome to the Lightweight Boxing Show. This week, because we're always on the road, aren't we, Anne?
We are.
This week we are, well, we're having it really big time, aren't
One
we?
of our nicest surroundings.
We are at the Savoy Hotel in the capital city of London. It is the Boxing Writers Awards, proudly sponsored by Betfred, as we can see. So the great and the good of the boxing game are all here. And firstly, because we made a bit more effort than normal. I mean, I know I look like I'm at a sales conference, but you've pulled something out of the bag here. Talk us through this outfit.
Yeah, I think a few years back, when I won the Masters, got given this green jacket, and thought it'll go to good use.
Fabulous. Now, there's a lot of people that you've already seen.
Yes.
And we've not even particularly started yet, so it's going to be a busy, busy night here, of course. So it's a little bit of a special kind of a show, but we are going to do the usual, and that is review the action that we've just seen as well, because, of course, the weekend, we were both in Bilbao. It was a fantastic trip, and it was brilliant to be there and experience something a little bit different. Now, JJ Metcalf, fantastic against Kermit Leharaga, and then obviously you had two fighters on the bill in the shape of Rhiannon Dixon and James Moorcroft. Mixed bag for you in terms of their fortune. So, firstly, let's start with JJ. What do you make of his performance?
Fantastic performance, brilliant. And I think it was like, I was actually privileged to be asked to be in his corner with Joe Mack and Declan O'Rourke, who you've got to give a shout out to, because that's a gym that's absolutely flying.
It is, they're on the right run, aren't they?
Yes, they're on the right run. And, you know, two good guys who really know the boxing, who are creating a right little stable there. But, and I was there, and JJ's dad, Jimmy, Shane Era, as everyone will know him, he said, listen, son, enjoy this. This might be your last time. And when I saw the reaction of his dad in particular, even his missus or whatever, but especially his dad, you know, when he got that decision, and it was a deserved decision, but
it was
there's always
behind
a worry.
me, by the way.
Wow.
So, I heard plenty.
It was, and he more than deserved it.
Yeah.
And, it was one of the, you know, when you're so happy for someone, it was a great win for him.
Rhiannon had the arm raised, James didn't. So, again, James devastated, but we always knew a weight corner, always going to be in with a really tough operator as well, a good lad in Dom McGuinness.
Yeah.
But Rhiannon got through it, didn't she? She did what she had to do. But
she did.
Got a couple of, some of the officiating you're thinking?
Oh, wow. I was worried for a few rounds when he took the point, give her a point deduction for, before a warning.
Confidence is extremely high from Uptill here. Oh, lovely right hook.
Second time in the contest it's landed, and Uptill down on the canvas.
She's got to be careful here, Uptill. She's trading with Dixon.
And there's a menace now about the work of Dixon on the front foot. There's a confidence.
She needed that, Dixon. There's a good response. Oh, that's very, very, very harsh from the referee there. I have no idea why a point has been taken away from Rhiannon Dixon there. I have absolutely no idea.
Rhiannon put her over a few times, very heavy-handed, and listen, she's improving all the time, and you know how highly I speak of Rhiannon, but it was a great learning fight for her, and she done some really good bits regarding James. I'm still so proud of him. He gave a great account of himself. I think his stock has only risen. He had his moments and more. I think John McGuinness, who you mentioned then, an absolute gentleman, but a very, very good fighter. He come in, he was like, he buzzed me once or twice, and you know, he said he was a very good lad. And James will come again. I think both of these fighters, what's amazing about them both, have not had any amateur experience whatsoever. So for them, it's a big thing to be, they're like best mates, as we know from last week's show, but for them to be on the same show together on a platform like it was brilliant.
It was indeed. It was fantastic. And by the way, there's going to be a special feature on Outside the Ropes on the Sportsman, which is going to give you a real behind-the-scenes, fly on the wall, access all areas, Bilbao trip. We're going to have to be very careful with the edit, I think, Anne.
Yes.
There was a little bit of dodgy behaviour here and there.
It was, and I think that will explain my excuse for the aircon. Whenever you go away with the lads, it's always the aircon that does your voice and nothing else, as you can tell now.
And I'm saying nothing. Anyway, moving on, because on Saturday night, of course, Joshua Boazzi in against Craig Richards, another Matchroom show. They did the back-to-back. Josh came out on top. It was a good close fight. It was a good card as well, with the likes of Ellie Scotney, Chantelle Cameron, you know, doing the business.
Fantastic card, and an even better main event. I think everyone in
Babbage
boxing
as
has
well,
seen it as a
obviously.
trade. Oh, Babbage was brilliant. We can't forget Babbage,
Yeah.
Savage. I think I saw his. Did you see his welcome home?
Yeah.
The flares was going.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see him bring a world title home, but yeah, I think it was full of great promises.
Mike
Ellis
Goodall's
got
trying to put you off there.
yes.
He's trying to put you off. He'll start shouting at you in a minute. You know what he's like.
Yes, but Ellie Scottner, she was fantastic. What a performance! Chantelle Cameron, very, very good again. I think both of them two of the best performances of the career. But the night belonged to the main event. Boatsy and Richards, both of them. I think Richards just shown that performance against Bivol wasn't a one-off.
Yeah.
He shows he belongs at that level, and Boatsy done enough. I know, listen, there wasn't loads in it, but deservedly Boatsy got the win, and I seen it as a bit of an acid test before moving on to world level. But yeah, fantastic fight.
Well, we are at the awards evening. Karriss Artingstall is with us, and again, exciting times for you. Not just because you're here in London at the Savoy and all that business, but obviously the career now, it's a different path for you now. Tell us all about it and what the plan is.
Well, I've just had my debut news, so I'll be fighting on the 25th of June in Coventry. Can't wait. Seems like a lifetime ago since the Olympics now, so I just can't wait to get the ball rolling.
It does actually, doesn't it? I mean, I know it's delayed a year and all that business, but after all the fuss and the hoo-ha and everything else, I mean, you must be absolutely just dying to get in there.
Yeah, definitely. The lead up to the Olympics just seemed like it was never ending. Like we had the COVID and all the restrictions and the lockdown, and it added another year onto the process, and everyone was just getting fed up and eager just to get in there and qualify sort of thing. And now that's done, like I said, it feels like a lifetime ago. I just can't wait to get in there and feel the smaller gloves on my hands and just get going.
Karriss, it's well documented. I think throughout the Olympics, everyone spoke how well you dug to the body. It's always a trait that people think will take over well to the professionals. How excited are you to get started?
Very excited. Like I said, smaller gloves. I know we're getting it back with the smaller gloves, which isn't very appealing, but obviously I'll do my best not to get hit and sink the body shots in, like you say. And I'm known for quite a big backhand as well, so I can't wait to let that go.
I know that there's going to be obvious comparisons, you and Sky Nicholson having that great fight. Obviously, she's been very busy lately. I know it's too early to say, but do you see that as a possibility down the line?
100%. If we're the same weight, it's got to happen on it down the line. If she's got a title, like you said, she's a bit further ahead of me at the minute. She's very busy, especially for a female. She is active. But if she's got a belt and I'm at that point where I need that belt and she's in the weight, then 100% it's got to happen.
What's life been like, yourself and Lauren? We know that you're both turning over similar times and all the rest of it, and what happened with the games and all the rest of it. I mean, how crazy has it been? It's another kind of red carpet night for you, so what is it like?
What, doing it together?
Yeah, the whole thing, your boxing career's life at the minute and how exciting it all is.
I don't know, I don't really see it. It's exciting, but I just see it as it's just another day for us, I suppose. It's all we've done all our lives since young kids. Doing it beside Lauren's obviously phenomenal. I feel like she's my best mate and my partner in one, so we just bounce off one another, and it's like your home comfort in the gym. So yeah, I couldn't ask for a better journey, to be honest.
Are you a busy man?
At the moment, yeah.
Very busy man.
Yeah, it's been a good few weeks. We've made the signings that we want to. We're setting up for the future, and I couldn't be happier, to be honest, right now. It's so hard because we're not an established promoter to try and get fighters, especially elite fighters, to not risk their careers, but place their careers in your hands. And so, yeah, just delighted to be able to get so many signings over the line recently.
I was going to say that. I know, like, we've got Karriss and Lauren here tonight, but in the last week or so, the Ben Whittaker signing was huge. That was massive. It was someone you had your eyes on from him turning over?
Yeah, from before, even before I got to Sky.
He was one of the stars of the games.
Yeah. No, he was, if you speak to anyone in the amateurs, and you know when you realise someone's really good is when you speak to like the Cubans and you speak to like even the Americans or the Russians, and he's got so much respect. Forget his flashiness and forget his flamboyance and what we think he'll be in the UK. But when you speak to those sort of people and the fighters themselves, and he's got so much respect from them all, we just knew we had to get him, and we finally got it over the line. But as I say, it's tough because the reasons why the signings have come so late is because although they wanted obviously to be on Sky, and although they wanted to believe ourselves, they wouldn't sign until they'd seen certain shows. So there was a lot of pressure on us in the first 6 months to say, Sky is staying where it is, box office staying, big shows are happening. And we got over the line and managed to sign them. And Ben obviously is the one that everyone wanted. So yeah, been delighted with that.
How do you think the landscape is now? Because it's been an interesting and quite a fast ride for you now since the link up with Sky, and obviously DAZN do their thing, BT do their thing. So where are you now? I mean, I kind of half expect what you might say now, but where do you genuinely think you are in this whole big boxing pool?
Well, you're probably guessing that I won't say much because I really don't think it's about, I never look at it as me versus this promoter, me versus that promoter, me versus... At the end of the day, we're working for our broadcasters. They're the ones that pay the money. They're the ones that make the stars. And we're just trying to do the best by them. And we feel in our partner, we got the best partner. And we've never thought that had changed. We think Sky Sports has only got stronger since we've come in terms of the size of the platform. And so, yeah, we think we've made rapid progression because we were so ready, but also the platform was ready. And yeah, now we feel if you're out of contract and you're a fighter that wants to become potentially a box office star, we're the obvious place to go. We really believe that. They know now we can put on big shows, and they know the platform works. And I think, ask me in 6 months' time, maybe our stable's even stronger. And yeah, we're starting with the young guys, and hopefully bring on a couple of headliners in the next couple of weeks, and then you'll start to see maybe hopefully a shift in the landscape.
Ben, finally from me, I've been lucky enough to be at the boxing tournaments from the very start.
Yeah.
Last two have been absolute belters. The lightweight in Coventry and back in Manchester at the Cruisers. Very recently, have we got a new date for a boxing tournament, or is that still on the pipeline, or weight division, or?
I think we're looking at light heavyweight next. I think what you saw with the Cruisers is, although they're big punchers, they do slow down, and so we've done the lighter weights, we've done the heavier weights. Now we want to look at somewhere in the middle, light heavyweights, super middle. But honestly, we could have filled that tournament 3 or 4 times over. There's that many fighters that are messaging us saying, when are you doing our weight division? When are we going to get our opportunity? There's fighters in gyms all around the country that have gone through COVID. I just want that big chance, and so that's why Sky are just encouraging them all the time, because I think we can see, honestly, I promise you not, we could have had 40 fighters in that cruiserweight tournament, 25 of them unbeaten, and I think that shows there's a lot of boxers out there, but there's not too many TV opportunities.
And it's the gems it uncovers, like Dylan Chima. It looks like he's going to be a star that night. The support, everything, he ticked every box, the excitement. It reveals fighters like him.
Yeah, Dylan Chima. No one would ever pick him out. No disrespect. 2-0, not had the amateur record really. From a background that we never really see in boxing, and he's come through and he's won every fight. And as you say, now he's got his contract. Corey gives the same McCalla while fighting for the British this summer. So it does work, and hopefully it works for the people that don't just win. But I think the most important thing is it gives opportunities to not just the winner, it gives opportunities to 8 of them to earn good money and go on a good platform. And so hopefully next one we find another star. And I love it more than anything. I love those shows more than the Palm Brooks, more than the world title fights, because everyone's so grateful to be there. Everyone wants that opportunity, and you do come out with a star, and we'll see how far Dylan could go.
Last one, Ben.
Yeah.
You've not aged too much.
No.
Are you absolutely loving life?
I am. Everyone thinks that I must be on cloud 9, but it is intense. It is hard work. I have so much respect for I know the other promoters slay each other, but I promise you, the graft that goes into it is relentless. I know Frank how hard he works and always has. I know Eddie and all of the promoters. It's a hard game. It's very competitive, and yes, they're making money, and yes, but I just respect it because the hustle is real. And I'm seeing that myself, and I love it, but I'm young and I can do it for a long time, and so I respect anyone that does it, because it's tough. But obviously we're living the dream. Our whole team, we've been together since 2017. Now we're running Sky shows. We are living the dream.
Obviously great to have former world champion George Groves. Now George, firstly, because it is the Writers' Awards, I know you've been heralded here before, so tell us about it, and what was it like, when was it, all the rest of it?
So 2011, I won the Young Fighter of the Year award. It was great. It was amazing. I didn't know too much about. It might have been my first time being here. Maybe I was here the year before. Probably not. But was told it's a prestigious award. This is a big event in the calendar year for boxing, and then they show you the list of previous champions who go on to win world titles. So there's an expectation there, and they're like, and we expect you to win a world title, which is great because then it's, you know, you're in that club where your goals
it's an elite club.
Almost seem that much more achievable. So
yeah. And tell us, they've only done you dirty in the program, haven't they? They have to put your world crown.
It's got Richard Maynard's name on the front. I ain't got the extra to win a world title. Yeah, so not on Richard.
It's one we certainly got though.
Have you been nominated or won anything here, Ant?
I've not even been nominated. Oh no, actually I'm lying, I got nominated one year, but yeah, I definitely didn't win it anyway.
How was life anyway, George?
Yeah, really good, thank you, really good. I'm enjoying the slower pace of life. I'm not in the gym as much as Ant, clearly, but no, I try and keep myself fit and healthy, and then I get down to the boxing gym, get down my old amateur club, Daryl Youth on a Sunday morning, put the lads through it, give them a different hill sprint session every Sunday, get them in there on the pads, and then other than that, coming to these lovely awards and a bit of punditry on the telly, time is enough to quench my thirst for boxing. I'm not ready to go all in like you are.
Stay out.
Become a full-time trainer.
Don't blame you.
Sounds that's too scary for me. The discipline involved in boxing, I was happy to relinquish with retirement, where come here tonight and it's not the end of the world if I have the pudding or the bread or a beer, get home late, all them things that you just have to sacrifice when you're fighting. So we're in a good place.
George, just quickly from me, I know you mentioned the punditry then, but I know a lot's been happening lately over Euro division, we was king of super middleweight division. What's your current take on it? Obviously with Canelo moving up, down, we had Benavidez at the weekend. What's your opinion on the division at the minute?
It's hard. I love the division. I've always loved the division. It's always been a really exciting division. And then all of a sudden, Canelo Alvarez sort of clears up in less than 12 months, it feels like. And he's a phenomenal fighter. I'm a massive fan of his. And you can't say anything bad against him without sounding like you're hating on him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, you're cleaned up. And you know, he beat Billy Joe Saunders, who's not the biggest super middleweight anyway. I beat your old stablemate, Callum Smith, who you probably know better than me, but he didn't look right that night. Probably took the fight late, a bit drained, so that win might have been flattering. But I think Alvarez aside, even the guys he's talking about are not super middleweights. It might be Golovkin, who's middleweight, or Bivol, who's a light heavyweight. So who's going to come next? Who's going to come through? I'm not sure. I'm waiting. You probably know the answers to that more than me. It's always going to be a great division, yeah.
Well, here we are at the awards, and a couple of esteemed guests, obviously. Jamie Moore, trainer, and Chantelle Cameron, who did the business at the weekend, of course. Firstly, you feeling good? You happy with everything, the way it all panned out?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Just a little mark on my eye, that's about it.
Nothing wrong. Yeah, I mean, trainer Jamie, though. Trainer Jamie, you were happy?
Tiny mark on her eye, she's done all right.
Yeah, no, I'm over the moon, yeah. I'm not worse than her, so she's doing something right.
Now, what's the plan next? I mean, we know about the postponed fight that never was, if you like, for now, but is there any update on that, or what's the next step for you now?
I'm actually not too sure yet.
We're hoping that Karriss is next, but I think if we don't find something out for definite in the next week or two, then we'll probably look at the Jessica McGaskill fight, because you know it's as big a fight, if not bigger, and you know we can't afford for Chantelle to be sat around waiting still, like she has been. You know, even though that was a marking time fight, she performed really well. They're potential banana skins. You don't want to be having tick-over fights when you can be involved in big fights.
Chantelle, we looking at social media, we saw Amanda Serrano bigging you up massively and stuff. Obviously, she's just had that huge night in Madison Square Garden. Do you know, watching that, how did it motivate you to be involved in those big nights yourself?
I wish I was there live because it looked
unbelievable.
Yeah,
I was
what an
there.
atmosphere. But, yeah, obviously.
It's coming.
What a statement for women's boxing, and not even just women's boxing, boxing in general. I think them kind of fights are just going to rocket women's boxing up, and I want to be in the mix. I want to be in with them kind of fighters and have them nights as well.
Got a busy stable, obviously. Know what it's all about. Any update with Jack Cat?
We're still waiting. It looks like he could box end of July. We're still waiting for confirmation. I've seen on Twitter that him and Ben Davison have been going back a little bit, just saying, and Ben's been saying that Josh wants to fight. So, and Jack's right. You know, it's one phone call away from being made. He's ready and waiting. So. That's the fight we want, obviously, and by the sound of it, it's the fight that Josh wants, and all the fans want to see a rematch, so why not?
Busy times.
Busy times. Chantelle, you know, being in a stable like that, obviously with Jamie and Nige, the two gaffers in there, but you know, Akib, Jack Cat. What's it like?
One gaffer. Then there's
Nigel.
Let's not get that mixed up here now, man. Yeah.
What's it like being alongside them?
It's unbelievable, yeah. Especially this camp, the preparation was. I was just sparring lads. I sparred one girl the whole camp. So to be sparring Jack, Akib, Laverne, couldn't get better preparation. I think that's why Saturday night it was felt quite easy in there because I prepared with them and I was getting hit by them. Their movement is just so slick, so it was hard to hit them. So I kind of picked up a little bits of each one of them, and it come out on Saturday. And I think if I didn't have that sort of preparation, I wouldn't be able to do things like that.
It's time we all got our team.
We better get inside, aren't we?
100%. Just before we go though, we've got to say, what about Anthony Crolla's suit? That is a phenomenal piece of work.
That means an awful lot, especially from you, Jay. That means a lot.
Honestly, it's amazing.
It's a lot.
I feel underdressed now.
Yeah, I'm just going for the cash. Look,
I know, but I like sort of like Antonio Banderas sort of vibes about it, innit? You know what I mean?
Honestly,
amazing.
It's gonna go to me head.
I'm telling you.
So what a night. Great to see that the sport really is in rude health. I know it's the kind of thing that we say and we hear all the time, but when you see awards handed out and some of the talent on show, you just realise that really British boxing is in absolutely fantastic health.
Place, and I think it's only getting stronger.
Yeah.
I think you look right through from the amateur setup, the GB. It's huge.
We're in London, Ant. We're at the Savoy Hotel. We're having it big tonight.
We are.
What's the plan now?
I think the bar's on the first floor.
Is that what it is?
Your first round.
Okay, I might do a runner. Anyway, great night here at the British Boxing Awards, obviously the Writers' Awards evening, and again, we'll look forward to next year because that's been a fantastic night. But of course, as ever, thanks for watching the Lightweight Boxing Show. And remember, all the long-form interviews on the YouTube channel. So go there, give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.